We are here with Slipknot at Heavy Montreal. Pleasure to have you here. Now, you got your own festival coming up, Knot Fest.
Yep.
And it's out in Iowa. With I'm having a hard time all of a sudden. Yeah, why Iowa? I mean, Slipknot's this major band. Why not go out to New York? Why not go out to Los Angeles?
Well, we've been sporadically touring for 2 years because of the death of our bassist Paul Griffin.
Right.
Sharing the grieving process with our fans. Knotfest is something that he even was part of.
Right.
It's been coming for a long time. We're ending, tonight is the end of a touring cycle. Mayhem, a couple of our own shows, a couple of Canada shows.
Right.
It's done tonight. And we do 2 Knotfest shows. First one's in Iowa because I was born and raised in Iowa, Des Moines. And when big festivals would pass by our big shows and they wouldn't come to Des Moines, I would have to go to Omaha, Kansas City, Minneapolis, or Chicago. So that's kind of what we're doing. We're making something important that if you want to be a part of it, you have to come.
Right.
It's not a get even thing.
Right.
It's just that we want it to last for a long, long, long time. And the very first one needs to be held in Iowa.
It needs to be held in Iowa. Now, Iowa right now is going through this drought, and the farmers over there are having a really, really hard time, or they're going to be having a hard time when there's no crop. Is any of this going to be for them? Any kind of charity associated with it to help them out, or maybe something later on?
It's not really anything in the process.
Okay.
That's not of the mindset. We have, no disrespect, we have a hard time all the time,
Right.
We pretty much grow the corn for the world. They're always in our thoughts, when you're from there or whatever, but Knotfest is music oriented.
Okay.
It's for the pain of humanity. And so it's the drought in your brain if you like music.
Now, speaking of drought in your brain and pain, last album, All Hope Is Gone. Is there any hope for a new album at some point?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I'm not a fortune teller.
Okay.
The plan is to take some time off the Knotfest.
Okay.
Corey and Jim will be doing their thing, as will other people be doing their thing. And then we'll get together and write a record, record a record, drop, throw a tour, drop a record, and support a record. So that's our plans, but like I said, I'm not a fortune teller. You wouldn't want me to be a fortune teller.
Right.
Because then I'd be talking about you guys getting in car wrecks before you get home. We don't want to do that, do we?
No, I don't need a car wreck. Now, is it still important for a band like Slipknot in this market to make an album, or can you get away with just putting out a single on iTunes or Amazon? Do you really need a collection of 10 or 12 songs anymore?
Yeah, of course. Because then if you don't, you're buying into what change is good.
Right.
But, to go against change is good too. So, we're from the school of, making a bunch of records and taking a collection of records and make an album. The correct term for a song is a record from the old days.
Right.
So then you take the collection of records and
you make an album.
You make an album, and the album falls together. And we're, all of our albums, we've had other songs that haven't made it on the album.
Okay.
And that's because you really think to yourself, what is this album about? And the song doesn't quite fit the rest of it. And that's important to us. And that's important to give to the fans, is that mindset. To actually have a booklet that you can smell, taste.
Which is missing these days.
Yeah, I like to take art from my subconscious and make it tangible.
Okay.
For you to hold it, look at it, open it up, have it around you, that stimulation, so that's where we're from. I don't see it changing anytime soon. That doesn't mean we won't incorporate the internet and things like that, because we roll with it.
Quickly, I forgot about Knotfest. Will that become a DVD or a live album, or is there any kind of product coming out?
It'll all be recorded. don't know what if we'll use it or what or when, but at some point, when it's right, it'll probably come out. So it'll be filmed. It's pay-per-view, the second one.
Oh, great.
So there'll be all that footage and stuff, and there'll be it'll be documented on the first one, and it'll be recorded. So we'll see.
We'll see. Now you briefly mentioned that Corey has all these other outside projects, and he's doing his writing and stuff. Is there anything like that for you, or do you just go home after this touring cycle and just take a break?
I have a book out right now, my medium format Polaroids. I've been selling that all summer, doing little signings. Corey and I started a production company, Living Breathing Films.
Okay.
And we have our first script, in the writing with somebody. And I have 2 of my own done right now. I'm going to have 2 other ones done pretty soon when I get home. So I'll have 4 movies, and that's what I'm going to get into. So I'm actually as busy as I want to be.
Okay.
And I don't, there's a lot of things I have to figure out. I want to make that jump at my age and my health.
Your health, right.
And I want to kind of work on that, but I'm as busy as I want to be. I have a lot of stuff that is in the works.
Yeah.
Musical and movie-wise and acting and a lot of stuff. So just trying to take it day by day right now. I was thinking about it last night and I was giving myself a panic attack, just thinking about how busy I could be if I choose.
If you choose. If we can ask you quickly about the production company, is it sort of, are you making documentaries? Are you making horror movies?
Psychological thrillers.
Okay. And 4 of them already in the can, or
our first official one is being worked on.
Okay.
But I am, I've written 2 other ones that are done being revised. I'm going to write 2 other ones. So we have the one that we're going with now.
Right.
That's getting to treatment to script.
Would you prefer to be behind the scenes, or at some point do you see yourself as an actor on screen?
I did my first acting in a film called The Devil's Carnival, and I'm scheduled to be in several things when I get out. But there are things that are being worked on, and so we'll just see. But usually people hire me, or ask me, I should say, because they just like who I am and how I am.
Right.
Without the mask.
Without the mask.
Because the mask stays here.
It's funny, the first time I interviewed Gene Simmons in 1980, he did it unmasked, and so now I'm interviewing you with the mask, so it's kind of cool, actually.
Yeah.
Now, I know you have you have to get on stage in the next few minutes. Is there anything else that we need to mention?
Man, we'd just like to thank all of our fans across the world for sticking with us. And
Did you ever think it was going to get this big? I mean, here you are in Iowa, and you're doing this sort of...
I don't do anything unless it's all the way.
Right.
So, to me, every day is a challenge.
Right.
And I don't really care about how big we are. None of us really do. It has to be fun up there. We have to still be able to get something out of our spirit to even do this. Because it's hard, There's so many jackasses in a band with like 3 or 4 people that complain, And there's 8 of us now, but there's somebody filling in for Paul behind stage. I don't really look at it as how big we've gotten, because I don't care.
Right.
You know what I mean? There's a lot of mouths to feed, so it's not like it's one mouth to feed, We all have a good time doing what we're doing still, and that's all that matters. And
it's going to be great. It's going to be great tonight.
Yeah, it's going to be a blast. It's going to be so a car wreck.
Yeah. Well, thank you. Thank you for your time.
All right, man. Thank you for your time. Pleasure.
Thank
man.
you.
Thanks, guys.